Was the Northwest men's basketball team able to take down MIAA rival Missouri Western this week? Find out on this episode of Bearcat Update. This is the channel that keeps you connected to Bearcat sports.
Features, highlights, interviews.
Which is also one of the best records in school history. I think it also puts a lot of pressure on us because every team is going to play us really hard.
Now back left side, Hudgens, deep three, left side, yes sir!
When these runners compete at the highest level in D2 sports, let's take it from the track to the field.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the longest running sports television show at Northwest Missouri State. I'm your host, Brodie Wallace. I don't think it's come as a surprise to anyone that the Northwest men's basketball team has had the success they've had this season. Bearcats brought back one of the most decorated players in Division II history in Trevor Hudgens. The 2021 Division II Player of the Year is surrounded with plenty of pieces to keep the Bearcats in the hunt for another national championship run come March. In the month of February, the Bearcats are on a roll, winning its last 5 games by an average margin of 27.2 points. Our reporter, Morgan Geyer, recapped the Northwest dominant performance on the road against Missouri Western on Saturday. Let's check it out.
Northwest Missouri State entered the Missouri Western Fieldhouse on Saturday night. And just like their 8 previous trips, they left with a victory. There was around 4.5 minutes left in the contest when junior Diego Bernard put home the exclamation point on the Bearcats' 84-61 victory. The hometown kid was held scoreless in the first half, but he helped spark a 14-0 run in the second half.
And it's going to be a tough game. We never take them light. They started off hot and doing a little lull. Just know they're going to come out playing extremely hard, and I'm just glad we came out with a go.
He would finish with 11 points and a game-high 10 rebounds. Sophomore Wes Dreamer also had a big game, scoring a team-high 23 points. He was happy with his performance, but happier the Bearcats got the victory.
I think defense was pretty good today, but I don't know. I don't really care much about my performance as long as we win.
The result wasn't always a guarantee, as the first half was a physical back-and-forth affair, as Drawn Thames erupted in the first half for 20 points. The adjustment in half was simple for Bernard, more energy.
We got an early lead, but I think it was just like we just low on defense. We just had the energy, and Mac got into us at halftime and to bring the energy, and I felt like we did that in the second half.
The Bearcats' all-time leading scorer Trevor Hudgens had a quiet 21 points for Northwest on 7 of 11 shooting. Northwest now moves to 21-2 and 14-1 in conference play as they would travel to Emporia State on Tuesday. For Bearcat Update, this has been Morgan Geyer.
Thanks, Morgan. This team has meshed well with this season despite losing Ryan Hawkins this past offseason. Hawkins was the Bearcats' leading scorer in 2021, averaging 22.6 points a game, ultimately deciding to transfer to Creighton University for his last season. As no surprise, Trevor Hudgens has shined in his absence, averaging 24.9 points a game, and Wes Dreamer and Diego Bernard have been a phenomenal supporting cast as well. Northwest is set to travel to Emporia, Kansas to take on Emporia State February 8th. With that, we'll take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, I will take you to this weekend's Bearcat Open. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT, Channel 8.
With abortion being such a hot political topic,
broadcasting their show In the Trenches live to the KXCV KRNW station.
SAC and officers of the University Police Department were present to help coordinate the event.
The new Nottoway Humane Society is an animal shelter that houses cats and dogs here in Maryville.
Media professor Adam Bocart presented his lecture Risk versus Chance at the last lecture series.
On this week of Gen 2, we see the release of a beat-em-up kung fu revenge story and a totally rad skateboarding game.
Then we have 4 fun packs for you to watch and Project Delta. Subscribe and turn on post notifications to catch every new episode on the KNWT YouTube page.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. The Northwest track and field team has seen a mix of highs and lows at this point in the season. With 5 meets already in the record books, the Bearcat men are currently ranked 9th in the Central Region rankings, and the women's team remains ranked number 14 in the USTF CCCA's Track and Field Rating Index. Northwest hosted its annual Bearcat Invite this weekend, which featured nearly 50 teams in the event, and I was able to catch up with a couple of the runners from the event. The Northwest track and field team hosted the Bearcat Open this past Friday and Saturday. The men's distance medley team started off with a bang on Friday, taking first place with a time of 9:55.47. This time hit the NCAA provisional mark as well as being the 3rd best time in school history. We got a chance to speak with Prince Griffin, one of the runners for the distance medley. He shines light on the outcome of the race.
Oh, it feels great. Like our hard work and dedication is finally coming together. All of us did our part and made sure that we executed through the race. I think it's just sticking to our coach's game plan, doing everything he asks us to do, coming in each and every day, willing to do whatever it takes to get better, and then putting it all together at the meet and doing as best as we can.
Prince also touched on how the team chemistry is key for the Bearcats' success.
The chemistry is good. So a lot of the people on the team, we spend a lot of time together outside of track. Like we go to the library and spend 3 to 4 hours every single day, like on schoolwork and stuff like that. And we push each other to do good, stuff like that. That's how our chemistry is built. We continue to build through the more meets and practices that we have.
We also spoke with Elena Tebow, who placed 7th in the women's mile with a time of 5:10:14. Unhappy with her performance, she gave us her thoughts and her plans to bounce back.
At the end of the race, right about at the 150 mark, I woke up and I was like, what am I doing? So I started sprinting, and at the end of the race, I kind of just I knew I messed up, and I knew what I did wrong. I just was too smooth.
Although she did not get the results she wanted, she spoke about the importance of her teammates and coaches being there to get her back on her feet after a tough race.
And my teammates really helped me with that because I get really frustrated with myself. So my teammates really helped to calm me down and tell me that it's okay. We all make mistakes and we all learn from it. So you run and you learn. So I just have to learn from today's race.
Northwest is set to cap off its regular season in the 7th annual Indoor Gorilla Classic, which takes place on February 11th and 12th. Live results of the meet can be found on bearcatsports.com. We're going to take another quick break. But when we come back, we cap off this episode with results from the Bearcat softball team's weekend trip to Mankato, Minnesota. You're watching Bearcat Update on KNWT Channel 8.
Man, it feels good to be back.
I agree. What are we covering this week?
Alexis, that's for us to know and for our viewers to find out.
For stories that matter to you, be sure to tune in to Channel 8 News on our YouTube page at KNWT TV.
What are we doing for the game segment?
I don't have a plan.
Hey, Paige, I think I'm the best crew member. I'm the best crew member.
I'm the best crew member.
Where's your Holman?
This season, it's every man for himself. Who will win the Pixar tournament and take over as producer of Nerd Central? It's gonna be me.
Welcome back to Bearcat Update. The Bearcat softball team comes into the 2022 campaign under first-year head coach Naomi Tellez. Previous head coach Ryan Anderson stepped away from the program this offseason after 14 seasons as head coach. Tellez served as a pitching coach at the University of North Dakota for the previous 3 seasons, and Tellez inherited the Bearcat program that produced an 18-22 record last season. This weekend, the Bearcats competed in the 2022 Portalite and Field Turf MSU Invitational Softball Tournament in Mankato, Minnesota. Our reporter, Stephen Crosby, highlighted the weekend for the Bearcats.
The Northwest Missouri State Bearcat softball team started their season this past weekend at the MSU Invitational Softball Tournament at the Maverick Sport Dome in Mankato, Minnesota. The weekend started off with a game against the Minnesota State Mavericks. The Mavericks started off fast with 2 runs in the first inning and 3 runs in the second. The Mavericks would score 3 more times to bring in the mercy rule and end the game early in an 8-0 loss for the Bearcats. The following game for the Bearcats was against the Southwest Minnesota State Mustangs, with 2 Mustang runs in the 3rd inning followed by 3 runs in the 4th. The Mustangs would end up putting 3 more runs on the scoreboard by the end of the game in another 8-0 loss for the Bearcats. The Bearcats would continue on in the tournament on Saturday, with the first game of the day being against the Concordia St. Paul Golden Bears. The Bearcats gave up 5 runs in the 2nd inning, followed by a single run in the 3rd inning. The Golden Bears were able to put 2 runs up in the 5th inning, once again having the mercy rule invoked against the Bearcats, and ending the game early for a 3rd straight 8-0 loss for the Bearcats. The Bearcats were back in action the same day against the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs after a scoreless first 3 innings. The Bearcats scored their first points of the season in the 4th and 5th innings, also earning their first lead of the season. The good times ended quickly, however, when the Bulldogs scored 5 runs in the 6th inning and shut out the Bearcats in the 7th inning to win the game 5-2. On Sunday, the Bearcats would once again play against the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs. The Bulldogs struck first this time with a single run in the first inning, followed by 3 in the second, and another single run in the third. The Bearcats would score twice during the game, but it was not enough as they lost 6-2. The Bearcat softball team will be back in action at the Alvey Early Classic in Bentonville, Arkansas, against Arkansas Monticello. Back to you guys in the studio.
Despite the early struggles from the team, the role of first-year head coach can be difficult. The Bearcats will have a chance to get on track as they play in 3 more tournaments in the month of February, with the first being the Alvey Early Classic in Bentonville, Arkansas, February 11th through the 13th. That's going to wrap up things for this week's episode of Bearcat Update. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BearcatUpdate_8. The link can be found in the description below. As always, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell to stay updated with new episodes from KNWT. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. This is the channel that keeps you connected to Bearcat sports. Features, highlights, interviews,
which is also one of the best records in school history. I think it also puts a lot of pressure on us because every team is going to play us really hard.
Now back left side, Hudgens, deep 3, left side, yes sir!
And these runners compete at the highest level in D2 sports. Let's take it from the track to the field.
Thank you for watching Bearcat Update Week 1. Be sure to watch our uncut 2022 commercial here, and for full access of a playlist of past episodes, click here. We'll see you next week.